everybody, welcome to one of Chris's beer reviews. Alright, so, it's okay. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Russian Gun Imperial Stout. This is from the Grand River Brewing Company of Cambridge, Ontario. We got an 8.0% ABV here at 500 milliliters per bottle. That is just about all that this bottle says. As you can see, Russian Imperial Gun, blank, BN, red cap. We're okay. I dropped the glass, but it's okay. I saved it. So I just recently freshly rinsed this glass. It is the Guinness glass. Guinness is a stout, so I figured might as well complement this mofo with the stout. So, never actually had the Russian Imperial Stout on camera yet, so this will be a first. I've had several beers from the Grand River Brewing Company, and I was fortunate enough to try their pumpkin one recently. Not only one LCBO basically got to try that pumpkin beer. It was called the High Baller Pumpkin Ale. It was actually quite good this year, comparative to many of the pumpkin beers that we've had this year. So I've poured this right up to the wazoo. We have a very little head. That is not the fault of the Grand River Brewing Company. I pulled this right off my balcony, and it is January 19th. So you can just imagine how flippin' cold this is, alright? We got a stout that's as black as it comes. I have the slightest red tint at the bottom here, and picking up on some of those wonderful notes that you normally get in a stout. So here goes. Oh, wait. Forgot to tell you, we got we don't have as much as this backlight here kind of destroys it. It is not a very white head here. We have a kind of like a brownish, kind of caramelish looking head. Woo! That is definitely tasting like an 8% ABV. I'm really thirsty right now. Because of how cold it is, it's actually quite refreshing. But I can see this 8% being very high in alcohol content in general. Woo. Now, this isn't your typical stout, okay? One of the probably the brightest characteristics of this beer is that it has an extremely burnt taste, on top of the fact that it is a high alcohol content brew. It is very boozy, very boozy. It's definitely not nearly as smooth as the Guinness itself. Don't get me wrong though, for the 8% ABV, at the temperature that I'm drinking it right now, it is actually quite smooth. But when I'm talking about like Guinness smooth, I'm literally talking about the difference between feeling like it's going down your throat or not. So please, for those who are not familiar with Guinness, that's the comparison that I'm working with here. Yeah, the taste of this beer solely surrounds the fact that it is a very burnt taste. When I mean burnt, I don't mean like a flamey burnt taste. I mean like a really bitter, very dry, burnt aftertaste. That is the best explanation of this brew that I can give you. As for most of my beers, I don't actually have the price offhand. So if you're curious about the price of this brew, judging by my explanation, my apologies. I just came in from driving around and freaking out. Sorry, driving around and freaking out because of all the freaking snow that's been on the streets. Geez, what was I saying? I spent so much time explaining my explanation that I forgot. about what I was explaining. So, now that we know that that was a total and complete failure of an explanation, what I will at least do for you is I will listen to my review, and whatever it is that I was embarking upon, I will throw it in my description. I apologize. I am the one taker of the beer reviews, so that is my style. I do not have time for editing. That is my motto. Yeah, so you know what, this I've had this before, and I know that it gets stronger and stronger the closer you get to the bottom. So I'm gonna save this, split it with the girlfriend, and probably sit down and watch a nice insane horror movie. For those, I know you're here for a beer review, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. I watched a movie called Growth last night, and for a movie that involves the idea of parasites, I have to say that it was probably one of the most interesting parasite movies I've ever watched. It actually gave me the heebie-jeebies every once in a while, and the only thing I could really complain about is the odd actor or actress that pissed me off. But again, odd. There was a lot of very good actors in this movie. The point that I'm trying to make across here is that my main disappointment is the fact that the parasites were CGI. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Watch the trailer. Beer review. That's it. Till then, all right. Thanks for joining me. Another one of Chris's beer reviews. I'm probably going to give this a 3.8 out of 5. And yeah, go drink and drive. But drink responsibly. Cheers.